Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to Black Arrow Gaming. I'm Bob, and we're here today for a brand new Age of Wonders 4 series. A very different kind of series than what I've done in the past on this channel. I suppose that I should probably begin by talking about the overall setup of the game. So, this one's a bit different. I'm going to put up on your screen right now a summary of like how the AI is set up in this game. So for this game, instead of me versus X number of opponents, like I've been doing with the last game, I think I took on 7 brutal AI. In this one, it's actually a free-for-all game, but with a little bit of a twist. I've gone in and adjusted the AI's settings to the challenging plus difficulty for every AI in the game, which basically means any AI opponent controlled by one of the major leaders will do 20% more damage to me, and I will do 20% less damage to them, which is going to make the actual AI opponents very, very difficult. In addition, I've also modified their start bonuses. So all the AI, I think I've just set it to like kind of the default hard setting. You can adjust these like to whatever extent you want, but I figured we'll just do the hard setting for this one, which I believe means they each start with an extra city, 2 extra tomes, 2 extra heroes, and I think their leader is at hero level 5, I think was the number. So they have a very powerful leader at the beginning of the game. So they're going to be pretty beefed up. As for the other stuff in the game, the like Independence, the Marauders, the City States, those are all at just regular challenging difficulty. I did leave the world threat level on high, so the Marauders are going to actually be very difficult this game, but they don't have the damage bonuses from challenging plus that the main AI opponents get. And I did that so that the primary AI opponents actually have less trouble with those Marauders, but the Marauders are still a big threat to me. And I'm hoping that with the AI's other bonuses having the extra cities and stuff, they can actually clear those Marauders fairly easily without getting hung up on them like they have in previous games. And yeah, in this game, it's going to be very important for me to make friends and limit the number of enemies that I make. Allied victory is on, so it is possible for me to win the game with an ally if all other players are defeated. The other thing that I wanted to mention is just the overall world setup. This is a continents map. And I have the Shrouded Isles modifier on, which is those kind of like little wizard pocket dimension things that you can get through going through the portals since the Archmage's update, or whatever that was called. And I also have the Legend of Merida on, so there will be those giant handcrafted regions, and then also I made it possible so that the Blessed regions and the Sunless regions can also randomly show up. And that's pretty much the setup. So let's go back here and talk about my build a little bit, which I'm hoping I did correctly because I modified this at the last possible second. But essentially, I've set up a Dune Elves build here, which don't mind the lack of actual dunes. We'll take care of that later. Our starting traits are keen-sighted, so we will have more accurate archers. That's going to be very important for this build because the Shade Makers are kind of going to be the star of this build, combined with the Guardians. Strong also to help boost the power of those Shade Makers, as well as any other units really. Strong's just good for everybody. Physical damage overall, but it also has a special synergy with what I'm doing. And then Hardy, which also has a special synergy with what I'm doing. I would like to note this used to be Desert Adaptation, but I will be working the Tome of the Sand or Dune Stalkers or whatever it is in this build. So that kind of basically gives you everything Desert Adaptation would have given you, minus starting in the desert and the one terraforming spell that only does one province at a time, which Desert Adaptation just has a better terraforming spell that does multiple provinces for the same cost. So would have been a waste to take that, which is why I'm not technically starting in the desert, but we'll make it desert soon enough. Of course, I'm playing as the Architects. Picked Architect of Astral. That really just determines some starting affinity you get at the beginning. And I needed the Astral for something I'll be doing later in the game with the Tome build order. So having those 2 extra affinity was helpful. And then I have, excuse me, Talented Collectors here, which is great with the Architects, as it lets you start near a magic material and start collecting Wonderstone earlier in the game. And finally, Vision of Destiny, which lets you pick a kind of like goal to work towards that gives you a reward at the end, and also gives you +2 affinity based on what you choose. So let's do that now. I did start, got a little bit of an unfortunate start. I got Resilient Incarnation here instead of the Summon Elemental. spell, which is much better in my opinion to start with in this game, but we'll try to work around it. We'll see how it goes. And then I am going to go ahead and pick my goal here. We'll be taking Materium this game. I'll talk more later about why I made this choice, but we're going to take the Materium Prophecy here, which will give us 2 extra Materium affinity. You see that pop up on the top there. So that's our dominant affinity to Materium, and I will prove that I'm Artisan and Keeper of Materium. So here we are in our starting location, which I seem to have gotten a little lucky here. Maybe lucky. I'm not really sure if this is lucky or unlucky. This is a very large map, and I have been jammed firmly into the corner on this one. That's good for me defensively. Could be bad for me in terms of expansion, but we'll try to work with it. So I've got my starting army here. I do have the normal start settings on. And I started with a rainbow clover. I was hoping for haste berries. I'm going to need to try to get my hands on a couple of those. So haste berries are going to be something to definitely look out for. And then just looking at what's immediately around us, a few things I can handle, which would be that. I can't handle the rainbow clover yet. Before jumping too deep into anything, let me go ahead and hop in here and pick what I'm going to start working on first, which with these guys, I kind of like to start with this Magitectural Archive and get that research going early, and a little bit of production to help with follow-up buildings like the workshop, which will lead to more production for more things. So usually like to start with that, and then for my next unit, I'm going to go ahead and get an Earthbreaker. Kind of wrote these guys off earlier in the game, but I think they're better than I gave them credit for. Just the fact that they go into defense mode after doing a charge attack is pretty cool. So that's going to be what we start with. I probably can't take that group without losing anything yet, so I'm going to have to ignore that gold mine from now. I think I could maybe take this group. Orgs are not too terrifying, but I would want to be careful about this. The bigger, more important thing, though, is probably getting my second city up. Bearing in mind the enemy AI all started with 2 cities, that's going to make expansion very difficult, and I don't want to get pinned in. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clear this, and then once that's done, I'm just going to run out into the world and look for places to settle. I'll just run my scout out and my other units, particularly trying to keep an eye out for places with haste berries. The most important thing is getting a second city up quickly, but I think I can spare doing this right now. So if I move the scout here, I probably will actually attack with the scout and keep these other units together, because they could reach from there if the scout attacks that, and then he could circle back and get this. Or what I could do is leave room for the scout. Yeah, I like this better. So what I'll do is I'll move the scout here, because he's going to harvest that, and that'll take up all the rest of his movement. Move this army here, and I'm going to attack with just one of these units so that the others can run out towards the rest of the world. We'll go ahead and attack with the Earthbreaker here. It says this is a safe battle, so I should be fine. We'll see how the auto combat handles it. I don't want to cast any spells yet. Mana's at a premium at the moment, and will be for a while. But we made it through that just fine. No troubles. And I got a Visor of Farsight, which is actually going to be pretty helpful here right at the beginning of the game, because I'm going to be exploring and looking for places to settle. So we'll confirm that. And my leader can now see a bit further. I think it gave me a little extra defense too. Yeah, a little extra defense never hurts. And then, let's see, what do I want to do with you? I think I'm going to just harvest this, but I might go further south with him. It looks like there's a path through those mountains, and I would like to see what's down there, since my main army is probably going to go this way. Looking to try to find city-states and other things. So yeah, let's take the southern path. So I can set up here so he's got a little more movement next turn. Go ahead and harvest my starting Wonderstone. I do know this production stash is over here, but I'd rather wait to get that until I've got boosts ready for it. So I'm going to hold off on that for the moment, and we'll just send... Let's see. You know what? You can come back this way. I really doubt I'm going to find anything in that corner there. And the rest of you can go out this way. That gold vein is already cleared, which is handy. I think what I'll do is I'll split everybody off kind of randomly. We should have a little bit of a grace period before... Okay, here we go. We found one of these gateways to shrouded secrets. I've never actually gotten 3 of these. I was thinking something happens when you visit 3 of these. But as far as I can tell, the only thing they've ever really done is given me the extra mana and knowledge. So I'll have to come back to that later because I can't take all those units yet. And I will put my leader kind of somewhere in the middle here. And we'll just fan out basically from here, exploring as quickly as possible and trying to get that second city down right away if possible. So here we are at the Tome of Enchantment. I do have a couple good things to start with here. I really want all of these, but Awakened Tools is less important because city stability tends to be an issue when your cities are kind of hitting around the first Town Hall upgrade. So we'll hold off on Awakened Tools and get either Sundering Blades or Purging Arrows. Purging Arrows would give me more damage against Magic Origin units and the ability to remove positive status effects, and then Sundering Blades would just give my shock. You know what? I like that. That's part of the reason why I wanted to go with Tome of Enchantment on this. This applies to shock units, and my shock units can hit 3 people at once. So that's a lot of Sundering. I think that's a good starting choice. Then, for the last thing that I want to do is use some of that extra mana I picked up to start summoning a Copper Golem. I know this costs mana upkeep, but for the moment, I'm trying to explore. So I'm going to actually summon one right there and keep running in this general direction. There is this road out here. I might have him follow that. And we've met Arcthesis, which should be our friends, probably. It should be the Dune Elves. Yeah. So we will open the dialogue and go ahead and give them a Whispering Stone to get that process started. It does look like they're kind of blocking that northeastern route, so I may be better off focusing more on going to the east. So we'll consider that moving forward. If there's any other spells I want to cast, probably not. Those Copper Golems will help me take on some tougher structures earlier on, but I don't want to burn through all my mana too quickly, because those guys are going to take upkeep. If I can manage to reach over to this, that would probably be pretty good, because then I could get the extra mana to support a few more of them. So maybe it's worth going ahead and casting one. I think it probably is, but we'll wait. Well, actually, we have to wait and do it on the next turn. And you know what? We can always undo this decision later. I can go ahead and start the summoning process, but I can't summon it until next turn anyway. So at worst, I decide not to summon it, get my mana refunded, and lose the casting points from this turn, which would be lost anyway if I didn't do anything with them. I think that's it for the first turn. Don't think I'm forgetting anything. I've assigned my Whispering Stone. I've got all my units are moved. I've got production and unit. I've got unit and building production in place. I think we're good. Let's go ahead and go to the next turn. There's going to be a lot of AI taking turns on this one. This early in the game, it's probably fine. Turns shouldn't take too long. Later on, I might have to start cutting out the spaces in between turns, just because it can take... My processor's a little outdated, so it can take a good 2 or 3 minutes to process the AI turns in the late game, especially on these big games with lots of players in them, which there are 9 players in total on this one. I don't know if I mentioned that before. All right, let's take this scout and try to get down through the forest here. And there's a cave entrance there. There's also a pickup over there that I just noticed. That's probably worth grabbing. Or at least seeing, I can't tell if that's a large one or not. If it's a large one, okay, it's a large one that I would have to fight for. Yeah, okay, Scout can't get that. So he can keep going this way. We'll worry about that later, or maybe never at all. We'll see. Anyway, Arcthesis does have one of the haste berries I was looking for, so that is definitely helpful. I'm going to send this person up north. It looks like there's a small research pickup there. That would be good to grab. And I'm just going to have you go more northwest. I see the water over there, so there's probably not a lot of room to expand in that direction right now. So I think it's better off for me to focus towards my direct east. So I'll do that, moving this archer in this direction. And I see a bit of desert down here, which is good. My people will be good at utilizing the desert, although I will be able to spread it myself as well. But I think, yeah, I'm going to head in that direction. I can't build farms on it yet because I didn't take desert adaptation, but I will be able to eventually. So I think this is probably the way I want to go with my leader, who is the only person who can found a outpost right now. Let's go ahead and have this guy continue in this direction, just because I've got units going the other way. Kind of want to see what's past the city-state to the northeast. Following kind of that river. And how many turns until growth? 3 turns until that city grows. And I have the Summon Copper Golem spell ready. I'm just going to hang on to that. I can always summon it later. And I can just keep it channeled and ready to go for whenever it's useful. I believe that's all for this turn. Let's go to the next one. As much as I would love to clear this out right now, I have learned through experience that when you're playing with this many AI, each of which starts with 2 cities, if you don't get your second city down quick, you might not get it down at all. I did do some test run games for this, but I didn't have the challenging plus setting on during those. I just had the AIs starting with 2 cities, and I got crowded pretty quickly. Although, me being in this isolated corner of the map might actually help. Maybe I won't get crowded quite as fast, but I should probably operate under the assumption that I will. Let's see, do I want to poke my head down in here and see? Probably. I mean, this could be area that my capital expands to eventually, especially since I'm jammed into a corner here. Probably worth poking around down here a little bit and just seeing what there is, particularly if there's any nodes. Let me see what I can see with my other armies before I run further in that direction, because they can move down. I can have that archer move down this way. I'm seeing a lot of rocky terrain, small mountains. I'm really looking for haste berries, ideally. Or just to see how far I can run before I have to stop. Okay, there's a food pickup there. That's useful. And then I'll have you continue in this direction, probably. Let's see. If I go through there, can you cross that river? Yes, you can. Okay. Have him hang further to the north. And then this guy is just going to sort of follow along. Forgot there were units there. I think with this archer heading kind of more to the south, my scout should be free to explore down here. And if I'm lucky, I'll find an underground magic material and be able to harvest it. That would be really nice. This is a fairly generously sized cavern down here, so there's a good chance I'll find something in here, although it currently looks rather empty. Okay, and then you... Actually, there's nothing you're going to be able to see up there of any importance, because I've already found the water, so I think I'm going to have this person just kind of follow my leader. If I can cross, or I've already kind of crossed the river, I'm going to try to pick up that that food on the next turn with her and then run to the northeast. I'm going to need to go decently far for this because my capital is crammed in here and is going to be taking up a lot of this space. And kind of spoiler alert for the late game, I guess, but one of my plans is to eventually max out nature affinity. So I'll be getting that one that lets my cities grow to population size 45. So I really will be, space is going to be at a premium. So I do want to spread my cities out pretty far apart. And like I said, having the cave here will help with that a bit. The other thing that would be nice is if I could find one of those wizard portal things, or whatever, the portals to the Shrouded Realm, or Shrouded Isles, because you can connect those to your cities and expand more territory through them as well, and there's usually some pretty good stuff in those. Okay, so my ruler is leveled up. For the starting upgrade on the Wizard King, this early in the game, it can be tempting to go... between these two, I prefer Quickened Ritual. I like having that free action, because my Spellblade's very much a fighter, so I'm going to want her doing other things, not just sitting in the back helping to cast more spells. But this early in the game, I don't think Quicken Ritual is as useful because you're so limited on mana early in the game. I would rather just go down the Spellblade route here, which is obviously what I picked for my hero, and pick up Lightning Evoker. That's a pretty powerful ability to get going early. I'm going to confirm that choice. I do think I overall prefer Lightning Evocation over the Fire one, but both of them are useful in different situations, I suppose. My capital should be able to expand after I pick this up, so let's do that. I'm going to go back over here and pick what spot I want to go to next. So I want to expand towards the mana node I cleared. However, I think production might be more important this early in the game. And I have a lot of good cleared nodes or nodes around me that are already cleared. I may want to put different things on those, though. I'm actually kind of thinking if I build the Forester here, I could pick up the mana node next and then summon more copper golems. Or I could lean more into constructing buildings faster. Probably will lean into constructing buildings faster and get the iron deposit first. I think having that would help you get it helps get the ball rolling on everything else more quickly, particularly in terms of just like upgrading your city and stuff. The thing is, I wonder what I want to build on it. Pretty sure I'll just build a farm on the sheep over there, but the Magitextural Archive needs the Forester to boost its production, and I think I want to do that first. So I'll take a Forester here, and that'll boost production of that, and it also gets me extra production from the quarry. Yeah, that'll work for now. And then I can also grab a storehouse pretty quickly with that on the next turn, which I think I'm going to queue that up now, and then I'll pick up the production with this dude after I... Yeah, because that should almost totally complete the production of the storehouse, so I'll get that with the Earthbreaker when he's done. I'm also going to order up a second Earthbreaker just so I don't forget to do that, and we'll have this guy keep going through the forest up here. Unfortunately, the forest is slowing me down quite a bit. If you zoom in, it kind of looks like that's the edge of the water still there, so I'm going to keep going straight to the east. I found another food pickup, that's very good. And I want my archer to kind of go down this way. One thing that kind of concerns me is I haven't found an infestation, and I'm beginning to think one might be back there. That is a little worrying. Let's see what else my scout can find down here. One thing you can kind of do is click on these and see, like I know there's... If this works the way I think it does, there's no magic materials in either of those provinces, because it would allow you to build a unique like mana or research structure on them if there was. This is technically road here, even though it looks like dirt, so we'll circle up through this way. But I'm really not having a lot of luck down here. I guess I found a small wonder. But yeah, not a lot going on in this cave, unfortunately. Alright, let's have you keep going down south. Is this a cliff? I don't want you to slow down on cliffs. Okay, we'll have you go to sand and keep going east there. Most likely the city's going to go up somewhere around here, I would guess. There's some sort of a structure here. That looks like one of the gold tier structures, actually. They're like a big gold temple thing. Okay, you'll pick that up on the next turn. So for you, I want you to kind of move one space at a time. Yeah, it is one of those temple things. I'm going to have you circle around that cliff, get onto the forest tile here, and maybe go a little further before founding that second city. Okay. And then again, you are just sort of following along. That's fine. Same with you. Okay. So far, so good. I would have liked to have already been building my second city by now, but I'm just with where my friendly city state is, kind of getting forced a little further. Then again, that's not all bad because Yeah, I'll have industrial infrastructure ready on the next turn. Oh wait, no, the outpost one got moved. Yeah, it's way over here now, so I won't get that in time. Okay, yeah. I could pick up this Lost Soul quest, but with the AI being as hard as they are, or with the Marauders being on a high world threat level, I'm a little bit afraid to do that. We'll see what they do. Another valid spot for a city might be like here, right on top of this hill, because I kind of am a little protected by a cliff there, but it's not very far from my capital, so I'm hesitant to do that. And still haven't found hasteberries, which is primarily what I would really like to find, is a second set of those. So I'm going to need that for some items later in the game. Not seeing any more magic. I'm really not seeing a lot of magic materials at all. Okay, that is interesting. There's a fractured infestation out here with a fractured dragon on it. Ugh, gross. Okay. Alright, well, they're not going to be a problem for now, but they're going to become active in 0 to 3 turns. That thing's going to cause trouble for me later in the game. This is working on the storehouse now. I am going to actually really upgrade the city quite a bit this turn. We're going to take the... Yeah, I'm going to take that production with this guy now, which will almost finish the storehouse. We got close. And then I'm taking food with this guy, which is going to boost me up to population size 3. And at this point, do I want gold or food? Probably food, although I could get the Architect Institute pretty quickly if I go for a quarry instead. I could even do a quarry here, which would lead me to the mana node. But it's probably better... I think it's probably still better to pick up these resources as quickly as I can. The sheep are going to help the city grow, but it also might grow almost too fast. The workshop can use a farm. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take the farm, and then we'll go into the workshop next. The main thing I'm trying to line up is enough production so that once the city reaches the high, population 5, I can have the ziggurat ready to go and then go right into building a tavern so that I avoid those unhappiness penalties. So yeah, I think a farm is a good call here. Put it right on those sheep. And it also helps me expand kind of towards this city-state. I don't know that I necessarily need to fight them too much for territory, but I would like to at least get this, and probably this, so that I have a pathway going to wherever my next city ends up. As for this guy, let's go a little further to the north. I would explore in that cave, but you won't find hasteberries underground, so I'm going to go a little further to the east with my leader. I'm going to see how greedy we can get with city placement here. It's basically where I'm at. If I place a city out here, this infestation is going to bug it quite a bit. This is not a bad spot. It's far enough away from my city-state that I would have plenty of territory. It's close to that altar. It's still within reach of things like this oasis back here, or really anything else I might want to reach. But there's just kind of nothing special about this spot. The thing is, I could start building the... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start building the outpost on it, and I can cancel it next turn if I find a better spot. But I feel like that needs to start going up now. It's not terrible. And if I find wizard portals, I can connect more to my capital. Or Shrouded Isle portals. I'm just going to keep calling them wizard portals. But if I find any of those, I can connect them to my capital, so it's not quite so crammed in with no escape. And I am like 99.9% sure there's going to be an infestation in here. A weaker one, probably a bandit one, but I should have had one start pretty close to me. I might have this guy go back and look for that, actually. Yeah, I need to know for sure. Because if there is, I'm going to have to turn everybody around to go get it before it becomes a problem. Alright, so this is a fine spot for now, for another city. and I'll decide if I want to change my mind on that later. In the meantime, we'll have everybody connect with the leader, and have this guy, thinking he might need to come back and keep exploring further east. I do want to take a peek in this little corner here, because there could be something in there. You can also kind of zoom the map out and get a better bird's eye view. There's also a spot in here that I can't quite see. Why don't you move one space at a time until I can click the province? Okay, there is a mana node in there, but there is not anything, any magic materials. What about here? Nope, that's just forest. Well, I'm kind of getting a little robbed on magic materials here, not gonna lie. Let's see what I can get for a new research. Okay, if Conjure Elemental pops up when you're playing Architects, I think it's pretty much always worth taking. That's an unbelievably good spell to have this early in the game. And honestly, one of the only ways you're going to be able to defeat some of these marauding AI if they come after you. Do I want to grab one of these? Both of these are good for me, because I will be probably terraforming quite a bit later on in the game. But is it going to be so much that the 25% mana and world map casting points really matters? The spell to do it costs 45 mana and 45 world map casting points, so it'd be looking at saving probably around 11 every time. I don't know. I kind of think industrial infrastructure might be better, because it's going to help my capital get up and running faster. And it's actually going to give me a discount on the workshop that I'm actively building, since I haven't made one yet. Because I'm going to do that on the next turn. I don't know. It's kind of coming online at a good time. I think later in the game I should have enough mana. I'm a Wizard King too, so mana and casting points, I should have enough of those. I think I would rather have the discount on that stuff. The main thing that I want to know is there anything else that I should be saving my Imperium for? Well, the city, actually. Because it's going to take 200 to found that. This would slow me down quite a bit. Let's hold off until the next turn, since I don't actually have to select the workshop until next turn, and see if I think I'm going to move that city to a different spot. Alright. Can always delay decisions if possible. I'm going to go ahead and start getting Sundering Blades up and running, because I have just enough mana to cast it, and that is one worth getting. Especially since this build is going to be very heavily physical damage focused. I'm almost surprised that I have not run into another city-state out here. I'm a little worried that if I do, I'm going to be pinned in even worse than I originally thought. Okay, we found one of the wizard portal things, so that's cool. There's more resources up here, but it's not magic materials. There will be magic materials in these, though, so that's useful. My leader needs to tag that to basically collect it, though. So that's probably a good direction for her to run. I can have the archer follow this road up here and see what's kind of more down this way. Oh, good. I can grab this tower. That'll help quite a bit. Okay, not a whole lot more out here. Really not much in terms of magic materials that I'm seeing. Maybe this view will help me spot if there's more that I'm missing. Kind of looking for those blue and purple marks. There's one here. Okay, there's something here. It's a mana node. Okay. This is not great for the architects, because I need those magic materials to get Wonderstone. Not ideal at all. Alright, well, let's see how far I can get going this way. I'll be able to grab that portal or collect that portal in the next turn. We'll need 100 mana to transport it back to my capital. So I just don't have enough additional information here to know if this is a good spot for my capital or not. Now might be the time to pop that other copper golem and run a little further in this direction to see if I spot anything else that I might want. Yeah, now seems like a good time to do that. let's go a bit further. And really nothing out here. This place is fairly desolate, it seems. Alright, well, in the absence of any better options, my second city's probably going to go here. Having it next to that cave entrance isn't bad either, because I will be able to expand down here eventually. There will be some lava that my people won't like, at least for now, but it's an option for the future. And having this portal as an option for my capital does help. So I think this is a decent enough spot. There's not a lot of resources immediately around it, but there's others within reach, like this quarry and gold mine and the mana node up there. So it's not terrible, it's just not good either. We'll let the outpost finish, and I can start working on the city next turn. Now, when the outpost finishes, one thing I could do is I could go into here and take industrial infrastructure, which is going to cost 100 Imperium. That would prevent me from building a city right away, but it would give me time to just upgrade that outpost and explore a little bit more. I could upgrade the outpost to where it starts with an extra population, or to where it starts with a wall, which would save the city build time and lets me build the workshop faster in my capital. So I think I'm probably going to do that. I'm actually not, I'm really not saving much on the workshop by doing that. Maybe I'll just hang on to the Imperium. I don't know that spending 100 Imperium to get a 25% discount on this is really worth it, because it's only something that I'm going to build. I mean, there's 3 production buildings. I don't think it counts towards the Magitextual Archives. They do give production, but that's more like unique to architect culture. I'm only probably going to build that maybe either 6 or maybe 9 times, depending on how many cities I build, because I probably won't have a whole lot of cities this game. I'll be building tall rather than wide. I'll just hang on to the Imperium. I don't think that's worth the cost of the Imperium. The Imperium's too valuable. We'll just build it regularly. And I can build the vendor, but I think I'd rather have the workshop first. Alright. Time to see if there's a problem down here that I need to be worried about. Yep, there it is. Okay. There's another quarry down there, which is nice, but everybody's going to need to head back to deal with that. I think we've done enough out here. We've at least got a second city started. I don't know where I'm going to get my other haste berries from yet, but we'll work on it. In the meantime, it's probably a good idea for me to head back after I grab this portal. Yeah. Trying to decide if I want to rebuild the outpost on the tile she's standing on, which would put me a little closer to the water, a little further away from everything that's down here. I don't really know that there's a reason to, especially since this is kind of mountainous down here. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it where it is, to be honest. Where exactly would the city go? It would go right here, right next to the cave entrance. A bit closer to my city-state. This puts me a little closer to all those river tiles, which I could eventually remove the forests on and get farms out there. That would be nice. This also would make it a little easier to connect my 2 cities. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it where it's at. We can try to build a 3rd city later, but I need to get back and solve problems near my capital first. So everybody is going to be in full retreat here now, except for you. And we'll bring everybody else back. I'll try to get my scout out to keep going east, because, that's kind of what they're for. And you... Oh, I guess the scout will cut through there, so you can just go straight back. I don't see a reason to keep everybody out there. Yeah, you need to get back topside. Enter, and then you can just keep exploring, looking for any magic pickups, if there are any on this map. Not a huge fan of my spawn here, but at the very least I won't get surrounded by hostiles. Can probably manage to fight one at a time. Okay, so Sundering Blades is ready. I'm going to wait to cast that until I'm actually prepared to do a battle. because there's no point in paying mana upkeep for something that I'm not using. And I think that's it. I can have him pick up that research. I'll try to remember to do that. That production is blocked. Can't get that. All right, I think we're good. And now I just have to hope that infestation, whatever it is, isn't too difficult. It's probably just brigands, so it's probably fine. I think this one over here is definitely going to be the problem child in this game. That is some tough stuff. Especially that dragon. That is pretty freaking scary. And it's probably going to bother my outpost, unfortunately. Alright, well, we have this. Now what do we want to do with it? If I want to be... Where am I at on this? Yeah, it's going to be 9 turns before I have the ability to found cities more quickly. I think I'm probably just not going to spend the Imperium on any of that, and I probably just need to go straight into founding a city. You know what? I'm going to take the time to build... I think I'm going to take the time to build the palisade walls. Actually, what is this doing? It'll still become active to 0 to 3 turns. If I just found a city now, I think I'll actually be okay. Yeah, I think I'll be alright. I'll found the city now, and I should have time to build the walls normally. Usually better to found the city earlier so it can start growing, and then just build the walls while it's growing. I think it's also cheaper to build the walls that way. Maybe not. They might cost 60 either way, but I'd rather get that city up and running regardless. Okay, you go ahead and grab that research. That helps me get a little closer to Conjure Elemental. And head back. I need all hands on deck for the upcoming fights.
Huh?
And you go ahead and grab this. You can open it. And then bind it. Oh, hang on. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to have to cancel this. Because I need that Imperium to bind this. I am 10 short, unfortunately. Yeah, and I would rather bind this now so she can start heading back. We can wait 1 turn on that city. Alright, that is probably the best I can do for the moment. Then in that case, what should this city be working on? Because now we're looking at 2 turns instead. I don't want the outpost to just be sitting here doing nothing for a turn, so I will go ahead and build the palisade walls now. That way the city has some defense in case anything comes running out this way and doesn't just get picked off. Alright. Only reason I'm doing that is because I don't have enough Imperium to finish it on this turn to actually start founding the city. Oh, it's a haunted graveyard. Nothing too scary in there yet, but that will change. It's going to become active, so they'll have patrol people in there causing problems and helping to defend it later on. At least I looked down this cave entrance, so I'm pretty sure I don't have to worry about infestations down here. I seem to be okay. You need to go straight east. Oh, there's a magic material down here. What is that? Rainbow clover. Not what I'm looking for, but it's Wonderstone, and it's in range of my capital, so not terrible. I'm sure I can get another hasteberry somewhere. Maybe I'll make a friend and trade for it. Diplomacy isn't something I've really engaged with much in this game, so that would be fun. Please don't take that. Please stay in your lane. Don't take the quarry. I might have to expand towards that more quickly. Yeah, I'm gonna need to grab that before they have a chance to get it. I need this connection between the 2 cities. They can have basically everything. They can have this. They can have all of this up here. I don't care. But I need this line going to the 2nd city. In part because I want a contiguous road going through my territory, but also in part because I'm probably going to take Metropolitan Society later. In fact, that's the one that makes... I don't remember where it is in here because this all got moved around recently, but it's the one that makes it so that, yeah, the Throne City and cities that share a border with a border with the Throne City gain a 10% bonus in all types of income. Basically, you want your Throne City to touch your other cities. What I may end up doing later is making this my Throne City, and that way I can reach out and touch a third one. But for now, we'll leave things the way they are. All right, you guys go here. Earthbreaker goes back here. Outpost is founded. Sunfall can annex a province. That's great. Oh, I can actually reach this one. That's interesting. The city-state isn't threatening to take it right now. What does Pact of Loyalty do? Allows building unclaimed provinces. Okay. So 8 turns, I'll be able to build unclaimed provinces without irritating them. It does look like they're making a move on this one, but they shouldn't be able to reach it because they don't have Town Hall level 2 yet. They've just got guys standing on it. So if I take this one now, I don't have to worry about irritating them if they take one of these two, because they could reach one of these two. And this also gives me more friendly territory to move through on the way back. I'm probably going to want the Architect Institute next. I think. That or... yeah, that would be a quarry. I think I'm going to take the extra quarry, yeah. Or take a quarry. I'll turn that into more of like a magic thing later, because I've got that ancient obelisk on it. But I can actually clear that. I have the power to clear that now, so that would be a good thing to work on too. All right. So we'll get Sundering Blades. Or no, wait, we don't want to cast Sundering Blades yet. I just want to hold off on that. And everybody can kind of follow the road going back. Eventually I'll connect everything through my own borders, and I'll be able to move back and forth quickly. And I think that's it for this turn. Got a couple lost souls floating around, but they've always kind of moved away from my leader. Still not sure if I want to deal with them. I personally, this thing alone is going to be an absolute bear in the beginning of the game. These guys can sometimes spawn extra, like haunted graveyards and stuff. Not sure if I want to deal with that, although the rewards can be pretty nice. I tend to get the Headless Horseman one a lot. I think I've gotten that like 3 times. They can trigger a number of different events. Okay, that's a little scary. Not gonna lie, don't like it, but that's a problem for future, Bob. Look at all this crap they're spawning. Ah, I don't like it. All right, so you guys keep going back this way. I'm going to have you, yeah, follow the road. We've at least got that going for us. You can get at least back to here. If anyone's wondering, this floating golden goblet above my city is this Destiny and Materium thing. Quest for building different things and increasing affinity. I'll get a nice reward for that later. Okay, so we've got the Wayfinder enchantment. That probably is something my scout doesn't need yet, because I'm going to try to be keeping him out of danger, ideally. I think Purging Arrows would be good to pick up next. It's not great right now, because I only have 1 Shade Maker, but it will be pretty good soon. Alright. Do I want to start on the Town Hall now, before the city even has a chance to grow? I might actually grab the Shrine. That's going to give me the ability to summon more Copper Golems if I want to, or more flexibility to summon, to conjure elementals in combat. I think the Shrine's a good pickup here. I could also start on the Architectural Institute, although I'm probably going to interrupt that. Well, no, because it gets me more production. Yeah, production's good. I think I'll take the Architectural Institute, actually. Because that's going to give me knowledge and production, which will help with building the Great Ziggurat and help with building the tavern after it to keep the people in this city happy. I guess since you don't have anything else to do, you can run up here and see what else you can find. Maybe I'll get lucky and there'll be another magic material. There is not, because I can actually see the coastline over there. No, I very much am crammed in my own little neck of the woods here. Okay, well, if there's nothing better for my units to do, then I'm going to leave them in the walls so that they're passively gaining a little bit of XP. You should definitely go down and grab that Wonderstone. I'll leave him on this tile because he's just going to go back up and keep running east from here. Conjure Elemental is done, which is an awesome combat spell that I really do need in my my lineup. I think that's all for now. I keep thinking I'm missing something, but I'm not. I need to hang on to the Imperium. I could afford to spend 100 now if I wanted to. It wouldn't slow down getting that city at all, but I'm not sure that I want to yet. Yeah, I think I'm going to hold off on that. Yeah, neither of those are worth it at this point. I'm doing well on production of my capital, so that's going to help me kind of get this city up and running faster. It's also nice that there's a lot of natural desert to my east. I lucked out a little bit there. I won't have to do as much terraforming on my own. Let's see, right now I can't take this tile without irritating that city-state, but in 6 or 7 turns I should be, yeah, in 6 turns I should be able to. Alright, why don't you get back in the city? Because you guys can't really do anything of substance at the moment. At this point, I've got a few Earthbreakers already. I'm going to switch it over to getting an extra Cultivator, I think. Having a couple of these are nice. I like to have one paired with each hero during the early game, just to help keep my heroes alive. And I'm going to have another hero up for hiring in 2 turns here, so I should probably try to keep money on hand for that, if possible. Alright, I think the fastest way back is going to be through there, yeah. Alright, and just getting onto the river will help. Yeah, I think that's also the fastest. These guys are going to be a bit slowed down because they can't quite reach the river. They might, actually, the fastest route for them may be, well, no, the game's still saying it's this way, so we'll go that way. Yeah, okay, there we go. And then you go back out, follow the path that archer took earlier. I might run down and grab that tower, just so I have vision range down here. Scout doesn't have anything else that important to do on this turn. Okay. Mana, I can now get an astral one, which conduits grant more production and food income is nice. Mana City structures cost less to build. Generally, when you're looking at things like this, I tend to opt towards the one that gives a permanent bonus rather than a one-time. Because, like, once you build the Mana City structures, this does nothing for you. However, I don't have any conduits yet either, so that doesn't matter. I actually am getting kind of close to this one, where I could pick up the outpost one, but that also doesn't do me any good right now, because I've already built my outpost, and I'm not building any more right now. So, kind of just chilling here, and seeing how things go. Hoarding Imperium, which is okay, as long as you're using it for, like, cities and stuff. And I will have this connected on the next turn, and just enough mana to move it to my capital as well. I do want to get it away from where all the enemies are, and I think the capital will make more use out of it than this city would. I want to think about where I want to plop that down here, preferably somewhere where enemies can't easily reach it. Maybe like right up there in that corner next to the mountains. Sort of tucked away behind them a little bit. Or in the city central province itself. Yeah, because if I put it in the city central province, like there, well, no, the city won't have any trouble reaching through it. It'll have plenty of expansion. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and spend the mana to move this portal now. Part of the reason I want to do that now is because moving it now will allow my leader to go into it and start clearing things out in there. And there could be some really nice stuff in there. If I'm really lucky, I'll find those haste berries that I'm looking for. I think in terms of where I'm going to place it, probably kind of, probably like right here. I'd either say right there or up there by that mountain. Just somewhere kind of out of the way a little bit. Yeah, I think that connecting it directly to the city is probably smart because it's going to help the city reach further into it. So we'll just stick it there for now. And then I can't see what's in it really, but it looks greenish. So maybe I will get those haste berries I'm looking for. I can actually send somebody in there to start poking around. So may as well. What do we have? I see water. I see a watchtower that I'm definitely going to want to get. Let's send a second person in and go north. So we have time to explore a bit. Interesting. Okay, Shrouded Coast. So there's actual water provinces in here. Let's get you across the river. Let's get you back. Just keep moving all these guys. I haven't even had to do a fight yet this game. I don't think I have open borders with these guys yet. Or wait, maybe I do. Actually, I think I do. Because I currently have Pact of Cooperation. Yeah, so I do have open borders, so you can kind of shortcut through there. Cool. My ruler leveled up again just from passive XP gain, apparently. I like to go ahead and buff that lightning evocation right away. And move towards the quick phase ability, which is very, very useful. Scout can get out here and start going up further east. And I do want to definitely found the city now. I do have a wall up now, so I am starting this city with a little bit of protection, which will hopefully serve it well while my armies are back here trying to do other things. Okay, still don't need to cast Sundering Blades. And I'm down to 1 mana, so not going to be summoning any more golems at the moment. Really, really hoping for haste berries in here. I know I keep saying that. It's for... I haven't really explained why I want that, but it's essentially for some items for my leader later in the game. For a very strong build that I think is particularly good with spell blades. And good paired with some of the other stuff I'll be picking up. I don't want to really spoil it all right now, but I will at least say that I need 2 for defensive masters on a shield. I'll say that much. Okay, that's mountain there. That's going to eat up a lot of his movement, so let's take the watchtower first. What do we have here? What is this? Portal? Wait. Okay, that's new. Is that like a portal that just I can use? Does it work just like a teleporter? I don't think I've seen one of those before. I haven't seen this this particular island. Interesting. Well, the magic material is this tranquility pool, which is not what I wanted, but there could be more in here though that I'm not seeing. Sometimes these may have more than 1 magic material. There could be more to the north. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm just going to assume this functions like a teleporter if I have it in my territory. So, it says to another portal. But is it to another one of these special portals, or is it just to one of my portals? How far away is my leader from getting back? Very close. I think these guys need to start heading back because I need to prepare for dealing with some of this other crap around here. Particularly would like to get this rainbow clover because that extra city stability would go a long way right now. I could clear that and then move right into other things. Also, my city can grow on this turn. I don't really need to be rushed to grab this gold right now, but it would be helpful considering that I'm about to recruit another hero. Hang on, let me see. Let me go ahead and get my second hero because that's going to take a decent chunk of money. Okay, what do we have here? We've got a Battle Saint. That's a Prospecting Governor with Dominator. Prospecting would help with getting gold. Not bad. Dominator is okay. I think it's pretty good. There's other things I would probably rather have. Warlock, probably not as interested in that. Doesn't really pair with my build that well. Ranger is a little better because I have that extra accuracy. Recruiting Governor is also never a bad thing, having more draft. And Raider is also pretty good. Resourceful in particular would be quite nice for me because I'm going to have a pretty large health pool on my units this game. So having more regen to complement that large health pool is pretty useful. I think I might take that Raider Ranger. And just the extra archer, he benefits also from all of my unique race abilities, having the better eyesight and strong, so his bow will do more damage. And then I also have from the city state an elementalist. Elementalist is also very good, dude. Both of these guys are good, because he's also going to benefit from the increased accuracy, and he gets Prospector, which is awesome. I love artisan equipment. It just buffs his whole army very generously. And then there's another ranger with an ability that I'm a little less excited about, having Challenger there. I don't like Challenger as much. You start combat with Hasten for 3 turns, but then it goes away and doesn't do anything. So I think I might go for the Elementalist. Also, you know what? The Elementalist is a good choice because I don't really have any Battle Mages lined up for this build. So yeah, this guy is a good pick, I think. Prospector has an extra 50 gold upkeep cost, but that doesn't kick in until after he gets his artisan equipment buff, his major ambition. So we're going to take him. Yeah, that's, I think, a fairly easy choice. That probably does not leave me with an... Oh, I do have enough to build the town hall. Okay, is it worth spending 16 production, or 16 gold to get 15 more knowledge and 10 production on this turn and move into the town hall ziggurat? I think it probably is. I'm very close to getting the institute done. I'll take the extra little bit of research and production and go straight into the town hall there. I can also expand the city's borders again. At this point, it might be wise to pick this up because I think I can clear that now. Yeah. Do I want another forest? Probably. Another forest would let me build... Is part of the... No way, actually you need 2 quarries to get the academy. Maybe actually just building a conduit wouldn't be a bad idea. It would help with the mana. It would lower city stability a bit. But that's going to happen regardless of where I expand to. Or the research post. I'm doing pretty well on research for this early in the game. I think for the moment, I'm going to have enough other tiles to get forests from. Forests are helpful for getting the granaries and growing faster. I think I would rather go ahead and get... Oh, you know what I'm going to want? I'm going to take the research post. Because the Scholars Guild actually requires that you have one. Or the Academy. And I would like to get the Academy fairly quickly. Because that's going to further boost knowledge. Yeah, I think knowledge is a good choice here. I've got enough other buildings in my capital. Oh wait, the tavern requires 2 farms. I'm going to need another farm. Okay, I'm glad I noticed that. If I'm going to need another farm, I'm going to just take the one on this gold mine. And we'll... yeah, because that gold mine's already cleared, so that's going to help me gain more gold faster too. This lines me up for getting the tavern a bit faster. Although it did make my city grumpy. That's too bad. Well, I'll try to clear this next and get the city stability from that. Okay. Okay, well, all these guys are going to go here now, and I'm going to kind of gang up on this group. Hopefully I have enough mana to actually summon conjure a couple elementals on the next turn. I kind of spent a lot there. Yeah, in retrospect, I probably should have just gone with this tile, because I forgot about getting the extra stability from the rainbow clover. That would have been a better use of that expansion. But we'll try to make the most of it. At least we're getting a little extra money out of it. All right, I want you 2 guys to come back topside. Please and thank you. Because we need to go beat up all that stuff on the next turn. And then we'll probably need to spend some time patching up after that before we go after the brigand camp. But I want that thing clear so that I can start generating Wonderstone with it as soon as possible. Oh, I didn't notice that knowledge stash there earlier. That's nice. That should finish. I didn't quite finish off purging arrows, but it should be pretty close. Okay, I don't need either of these right now. I already kind of looked at those. Really don't need anything from here yet, which is maybe not a bad thing. If I ever start building conduits, maybe I'll grab the one that gives me food and production from conduits. Alright, for now, this is fine. I do need to remember to cast Sundering Blades going into the next turn. Oh. Yeah. If I do that... How much does this cost? Conjure Elemental. I'm only going to be able to do that... I'm only going to be able to do that once on the next turn. I don't have any way of getting just one extra mana so that I could do it twice. I'll need to be stingy with how I use that. At least this one costs a bit less, so I could do Resilient Incarnation. I'm going to have, 39 mana next turn, which is just not enough to cast Conjure Elemental twice, unfortunately. Alright, well, we'll have to work around it. Now these Bronze Golem guys, if I get them enough XP, eventually they will evolve, which will be nice. I think they also have Sundering Strikes. No, maybe they don't. I was thinking they had Sundering Strikes by default, but maybe that's just because anytime you have them, they're usually paired with Sundering Strikes from Tome of Enchantment. So that could be what I'm thinking of. This is probably going to be a decently tough battle, but I fought worse. I think we'll be alright. Yep, sitting there right at 39 mana, just not enough. Alright, mana's about to become really tight. So I think building a conduit next is probably the wise choice. We'll go ahead and cast Sundering Blades. It's going to cost 10 upkeep per turn. So I basically have no mana, and I'm going to end up using what little I do have probably in this fight. I did just get that other cultivator, though. That's nice. I should also probably take a look at what this hero's got. He's actually already got the two things I wanted him to have, Discipline of Earth and Blast Evocation. This is really good. I am very much a Materium damage-focused build, and this plays into that well. So I'm just going to leave him the way he is. He is fine. He is perfect just the way he is, although he has a silly hat for a wizard. Let's fix that. You don't need to have a silly hat like that. There you go. Much better. Alright. How do I want to split everybody up? I think that dividing up the polearms is probably good. My leader is also a polearm, but I'm also going to have another guy coming out of this portal here. Yeah, okay, you go ahead and pop up. Enter that. You step up here. You step here. Alright, I want you with that hero. Every hero needs a guard.
Huh?
There you go. Put one polearm here, one polearm here. Currently not building any units. I might, because I just got that cultivator. I think I'm gonna wait. It might be worth getting. It's probably worth getting another surveyor actually. But gold is almost non-existent right now. Yeah, my unit maintenance is a lot. If I build the surveyor, I'm not going to be able to afford to build any other buildings when the ziggurat's done. I mean, I guess technically I could, but it's going to be a little tight. And I need to get my city's happiness back up. There's like a lot of cheap buildings I could get. One more surveyor would help. But if I build that, I'm definitely not going to be able to start making units once the Great Ziggurat's done. I think we're just going to have to live with the one surveyor that I have for now. I don't think it's worth spending the money on another one at this time. Unless I get a surplus of gold from clearing something. Which I could get down here, actually. With that in mind, maybe that's worth going and clearing after I'm done with this. Okay, for the moment, we'll go ahead and build the surveyor. It doesn't increase the amount of time it takes for my city to grow. It's still 3 turns regardless. So we'll go ahead and take the surveyor because they're just really, really good. Also, I need to send one up there to get Wonderstone from those hasteberries. Basically, I just need them to collect Wonderstone around the map because I'm gonna want to be building those monuments pretty soon. And then I guess I can attack. Yeah. All right. Go ahead and get this party started. It says it's a low-risk battle. I will tell the AI spells are okay in this one and see how they do. But I'm probably going to need to do this myself. Yeah. I can't afford to be losing anyone. So let's go ahead and handle this ourselves. The main problem with these is the dang gremlins. I hate those gremlins. I really, really despise those gremlins. Fortunately, this guy has very long-range abilities, and I can kind of make them come to me. Because he started with one of those, I don't even know what they're called. Relics, I guess? Tomes? I don't know. Probably called relics, I think. But it's basically something kind of similar to what the Eldritch Sovereigns can start with. Mages can get those now too, which is pretty cool. Alright, so I think, whoops, hang on. I kind of goofed up the movement there. I sort of want my leader up front here, but protected by these guys. I can have you guys out here. Mage in the back, obviously. Probably, the mage is going to sit in the back the whole time. He probably doesn't even need to be linked to anyone. I think I'll have the polearm. I'll link to the polearm there. There we go. Alright, they just ran right in range of this, so that's a fairly easy call. I think I want to hit with the mage first, because it's going to scatter all those gremlins when I do. What else does this do? Sunders defense. Okay, sounds good to me. Let's just knock those gremlins back and sunder their defense. And then my leader can probably reach that unit. Yeah, I'll have her step forward just a bit. You can... Okay, don't use your big shot yet. Save that. I want you here, I think. Hang on, I'm going to fry these guys first. Because that can also do a bunch of follow-up damage to those gremlins. Oh good, they're electrified too. Alright, then I want to move this guy up here so that he can charge on the next turn. Polearm here, guarded by you with an archer set up here, I think. That way you're kind of warding all of those guys. I don't have any shield units yet to do shield wall, but I can definitely ward with these guys. And then have you set up for a charge attack while you are defending all of them. That looks good to me. I've got my Conjure Elemental if I need it. I don't want to use it if I don't have to because mana's very tight right now. Okay, there's gremlins doing annoying gremlin things. Chaos Eater is messing me up. Okay, that guy is stunned. That's not good. Was not expecting that. I can't clear that on him right now. I can mess up those gremlins. I need to get in the Chaos Eater's face. Yeah, it looks like he can do that in enemy zone of control, which is a little scary. If I was to move my leader here. Okay, she'd be alright. I just need to prevent him from killing that guy. And I don't know if there's a way that I can do that. Alright, hang on. Let me back you off. I'm pretty sure I'm going to lob this shot here. That gets the gremlins off my back for another turn. And you can Sunder defense on this thing. Okay. And he's also got a pretty good chance of sundering defense. I think I can kill this thing. I'm tempted to go after them with this guy, but I think killing this thing is more important. I can also summon an elemental right behind it and hit it several times. If I move her up, can this guy get through? If I move you here, can you reach this thing? You can. Alright. And she definitely won't kill that thing. So I think what I'm going to do is use this guy to run here first and hit that thing. Here, just out of range. I do have a good chance of sundering its defense, but I guess that's going to happen with whoever I hit it with. So I'm going to do this first. The question is, will the gremlins kill him if I do? I don't think so. I think he's only got one stack of poisoned. He should be fine. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to have her move up to here for the moment. I might have her go after that if I can kill this thing with just my other units, which I'm pretty sure I can. So I'll have you move here. These guys can run through, and he is just about dead now. I just got stunned, but that's okay. I can kill this thing now. There we go. Alright, we're good. Then move you up, give you a little defense. You go here and protect those units, and my leader can go and stab this thing. Okay. That looks pretty good. I don't think anyone's in any danger. Oh, that thing did a lot more damage to my leader than I anticipated. It's a good thing she had some spare health. Alright, this thing's just dead. Get out of here. This will knock the gremlin back, but it's still the biggest damage attack I can do, so it's probably worth it. Yeah. This guy is still stunned. Okay, he's knocked back, but he won't do much damage. If I can use you to soften that guy up. Unfortunately, just got a graze. And you can't reach anybody right now, so I guess just move up. I'm going to have her target that thing to lower its damage output. That guy's in my way, and I can't move him. Maybe I can... There we go. I'll get my leader out of here. She doesn't need to take any more damage. The Earthbreaker can handle it from here. And then you can just hide in the bushes so you don't take more damage. I believe that's everyone. You can go there to, like, body block, I guess. Alright, you little pest. Alright, didn't even need to use any mana in that one, which is good. Got a Mask of Precision. That would be okay for the mage, although with his current tome it doesn't really help him much, but I'll go ahead and give it to him for now anyway, because it just gives him extra defense. And he might end up with an orb later. Odds are I'm going to switch that to an archer once I get an archer hero. For the moment, I think everybody could go here, and then I could set up to clear that and get a bit of a gold surplus, which I could really use right now. Did that give me any food or anything? No, I'm still 2 turns from growing. Alright. Yeah, I think this is probably the best idea. This will be an easier battle, so I don't need to worry about it quite as much. In fact, these guys can ride out ahead a little bit. I do need them to stay in the walls. Actually, I'll probably... I'll have them stay actually literally in the walls, because that'll give extra XP for all of those units, which is useful. Oh yeah, and then my scout. Probably should head towards that tower next, I imagine. That's fine. Purging Arrows is done. Don't have the mana to do anything with it yet. We'll just keep researching. Probably want Incarnate Mark next for those so that I can apply my my Materia Mark bonuses to my robots. Copper Golems. Okay. I think we're good for the moment. If I go through here... Okay, that's just an iron deposit right there. So I got iron, I got mana down there. There's a lot of good stuff in there. This will help my capital get off to a decent start. Okay, so... I'm gonna move you here. Move them here. I think that's close enough. No, you gotta move one closer. This should be a pretty easy battle. I'm gonna say no spells in this one. And then if I have to do it myself, that's fine. But I'm pinching pennies when it comes to my mana at the moment. Okay, that gives me 115 gold. That's incredibly helpful. Also, it helped this guy. I forgot that Prospector gets minor ambition rewards for just clearing nodes. So I need to make sure he is involved in any of those kind of battles. Okay. Okay, and my second city is up and running. We'll go ahead and make him the governor. I will not be producing units out there, so having a recruiting governor doesn't really help me a whole lot. We'll probably lean into the Magitextural Archive here too, and just try to get forest tiles. And this city isn't going to grow very fast, but it's at least gotten an early start, and that's important. That extra gold really helps, because I hadn't taken into account that I was going to have a second city to take care of. Okay, I think maybe leaving everyone in here for one more turn to patch up again is probably worthwhile, and then I can go after the Haunted Graveyard to the west. So we'll do that. You guys can go there, and we'll get XP for it, and then you guys can go there. I really am struggling with finding any magic materials out here. It's been pretty bad. Okay, well, we've met our first neighbor, Rachek the Disturbing. Relations minus 75. I do not have the money to send him a welcome gift right now. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me later. I don't want to get on his bad side. I would rather remain neutral with him. He is a deceptive spy. He likes empires that break treaties and have weaker research. Dislikes empires that have many alliances and have a stronger military. Based on his likes and dislikes, I don't think we're going to get along. Yeah, I got a feeling he and I are not going to be friends. He was in my last game, too. But in this game, we actually get to deal with him, instead of just automatically being at war with him. This is starting to make a mess over here that I'm not happy about. Okay, one turn until the Ziggurat's done. Let's go ahead. Yeah, I don't have any spells to cast right now, and I couldn't even if I wanted to, so we'll just go through to the next turn. Actually, I'll check the Empire tree. Nothing in there that I want at the moment, so yeah, end turn. Now, once this is done, I can start making my Guardians, and that's when things really start rolling with this build. I need to decide where I'm going to put my monument. Should probably start thinking about that. I don't know that it's that important. I don't think I have any special province improvements that involve conduits this time around. But I do have one that involves unique structures being around it, I think. Oh wait, no, I don't have that either, because I changed this build at the last second before starting this series. Alright, ruler leveled up, so I do get this now, which I'll be taking Initiative Astral. There's a couple reasons for this. For one thing, I just like lightning strikes, and having Electrified pairs well with this bonus when I pick it up, although I won't be getting it right now. but doing bonus damage to electrified units is nice when you have Electromancy. But the bigger thing is Initiate of Astral allows me to get attacks on units in my army ignore up to 2 status resistance, which is going to make that purging strikes trigger a lot more often. So I definitely want to grab that because I'm pretty much all physical damage in this build. So that's going to be very useful. That'll give me the extra point to spend, and I'm going to use it to grab Quick Phase, which is incredibly, incredibly useful in a pinch. So she's all set up. I don't think my other guy leveled up. I think he's just chilling at level 3 for now, yeah. Got lucky that I started with what I wanted him to start with. Alright, now it's time to move southeast. An infestation is sending invading forces. Okay, we're going to have to deal with that. Hopefully it's not too tough, but I have a pretty good army for this stage in the game, so I'm probably okay. Now I want to go straight into a tavern here. Happiness is becoming an issue, and I don't want to have to deal with it anymore. What I think I will do is I will take this as a conduit, because mana is so tight right now. I may change that later, but that does give me my first conduit, which means I'm going to go in here and spend my first bit of materium on getting +3 production and +3 food from conduits, because now I can actually start taking advantage of that. So that should now be granting me, yeah, a little extra food and a little extra production there. That may also work on my, that might also work on my monument too, because I think that counts as a conduit. But for now, this will be good. And this also allows me to move my units down closer to the Haunted Graveyard, hopefully allowing me to move faster on it once I deal with this group that's coming after me. That's going to pull in them. Is that the Marauder group? I can't tell if that's the one that's... No, that would have a hero leading them. Ooh, okay, hang on. I need to back up. That's the patrol group. The Marauder group would have a hero leading them. If the Marauder group reaches me while the patrol group's standing there, I'm fighting potentially 12 units. And I don't want that. So I'm going to back off just a bit to where we're out of range. That would be really bad if that happened. At least... And if that is the Marauder group, then they'll come out after me. But I don't think it is, because the Marauders should have a hero. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, no, I'm safe there, I think. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. No, I'm safe here. If they attack me, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, never mind. I'm fine here. Yeah, I miscounted that. They'll stay in their borders. If they're patrolling, they will not come out of their borders. It's the Marauder group that would actually initiate the fight. Okay, I can grab this tower. There is gold in the water out there. I might want to spend the other 100 Imperium to get the one that lets me cross water, just to pick that up. I think I do want that, because I'm going to need this eventually anyway. It's a continents map. So now seems like a good time to grab that. Okay. Did get my town hall done, and because I got this, that gave me an extra 10 city stability, which is going to kind of help my city's economy a bit. What else does the Rainbow Clover do? 100 relations bonus with free cities and rulers. That's great. Archthesis is now at 5, but I can tell just by looking at the city, they don't have their second town hall yet, so I don't have to worry about them taking this tile that I wanted. However, I got Pact of Loyalty in 1 turn, so that's probably going to be my next pickup. I really want that before they get it. Okay. Alright, let's see what the AI does here. And see what Racek does too, whether he's going to get along with me or not, but I really don't think he will. The good thing is, though, the AI might fight each other. They may not all focus on me. Alright, units. Where are you at? Okay, good. The other wandering group backed off. But now their borders are extend all the way to me. There is no hero in there, unless he's hidden. Or she. No, there's no hero in there. It's just a small group of marauders. Okay, what I'm going to do is... Okay, I've got an idea for how to handle this. I'm pretty sure I can trick the marauder group into coming after me on the next turn. So the first thing I need to do is kill these guys. We'll have... It doesn't matter. I can send the whole group to do it. Low risk battle. Hopefully we can do this without any needing to use any spells. Okay, took a decent chunk of damage, but I'm willing to accept that. I don't know that I could have done a whole lot better. So we'll close that. Hero levels up. We take Initiative Astral also on this guy. Pretty much everybody, all of my heroes are pretty much going to have the same lineup of signature skills. So we take that, and what do I want? Withering Magic, which gives status vulnerability on attacks and debuff abilities. I want to go down this side because it gets me to Amplified Magic, which is just really good, and Empowered Evocations, which is even better. So I'm going to take that, and I'll take that. Yeah. Affects all magic attacks, straight up bonus damage, really good. Okay, so we'll take him, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these guys and leave them in friendly territory here, and put this guy here. In fact, I can move him even a little further, because they're just patrolling right now, and I know the patrol group ran over here somewhere, so they'll come running out after me. As long as I don't get within 3 spaces of this, it'll just be me versus the patrol group. So 1, 2, 3, 4. They're safe here. And then I'll be able to launch the battle on the Haunted Graveyard after the patrol group attacks. Alright, and then I want you to go up here, definitely grab the money. In fact, I probably will keep you on the water to grab even more money. What is this out here? It looks like an Ankh. It's probably associated with... sorry, my phone's blowing up. I need to silence that. Okay. Nothing important. So, if I send him back over here, I can go towards that Ankh and see what that's all about over there. This direction seems like Rachek might be over here somewhere. I think, you know what? Yeah, I want to see what's north of me. The further east I go, the further away I get from my capital and other cities. If I go back to the west, there's a possibility I could go across this water and set up a city over here somewhere. So I think I'm more interested in that territory anyway. I do see a little bit of Flotsam over here. So it might be worth seeing if I can grab that, but it may be guarded. No, it's not. It's blue, so that's a free pickup. So more money for me, and then I'll about face and go back. Oh, what do we have over here? Okay, Rachek's got a city there. All right, I'm far enough away from him that I should be all right. Yeah, I think I'll be okay. Now, if I'm going to have a city up there, I might want to start thinking about trying to... Well, I can always buy territory from my vassals later, too. If they expand into a spot you want, you can spend Imperium to take it from them. So that's fine. I don't need to worry about that. You need to go up here and get Wonderstone from those guys. Matter of fact, I probably could just explore north with him instead of sending my other guy all the way back. I guess they could both work together. There's plenty of territory out there to explore. Alright, and we are off to the Tier 2 tome. That, if I remember correctly, is going to be Tome of Evolution. Yep, this is it. We're going to be getting Draconic Vitality and really leaning it, because if you remember, I took Hardy earlier on. Draconic Vitality is going to give me more health, and there's a few other things that I'm going to give me more health. I'm going to have a very tanky build. Unfortunately, the stuff it gave me for this is all crap. I don't want any of this. I guess this is a heal, so it's not terrible. I'll pick it up. But, because I'm going to need to research through stuff anyway. I was hoping for the race transformation. But that's okay. I don't have enough mana to get the race transformation up and going right now anyway, so I have plenty to be working on in that regard. Okay, so we got the Pact of Vassalage with these guys. Still have not met any other free cities, so I may as well just leave my Whispering Stone with them until they're at least my vassal. And then I can end the turn, I think, yeah. Should get attacked by the Marauders this turn. Well, I can't move them anyway, but yeah, I should be out of range of that. So let's head to the next turn. Oops, I made a mistake. I wanted to start building Guardians in my capital, and I forgot. Nuts. Okay, well, we'll get to it next turn. I tend to do that. If I stop building units at any point in my capital, I forget to start building them again moving forward. Alright, here goes this. We should be okay. I am a little worried about that Wounded Earthbreaker. He was fine. And that should leave a pretty weak garrison in the Haunted Graveyard, if it is the units I saw in there earlier. Okay, one thing we definitely want to do is just spend 4 gold to finish off that tavern. Then I want to switch to this, get Guardian, and probably order up a Shademaker too. And then I've got enough cash, I can build the bathhouse to keep the city's happiness up. Yeah, I want that. In fact, I might do something here. Oh, hang on. Do I need to build anything in this city right now? No, they're still working happily on that. Not sure what direction I want to expand here. I can't take advantage of any of the resource nodes around me. It probably makes more sense to start reaching back towards my capital to try to get a connection going. So I think I'll do that. As long as there's nothing down here. I don't see any borders. It doesn't appear to be owned by a city-state or anything. Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to take over that cave entrance now. That Forester will help the Magitextural Archive go faster. Probably pronouncing that word incorrectly, but oh well. And then I'm going to go here, grab these. And I just noticed another magic material up there. So I'm definitely interested in seeing what that is. Alright, I also probably need to start thinking about building my monument pretty soon. I don't quite have enough resources for it, but I need to plan out a spot and get that up as quickly as I can, because those really amplify the power of these architects. Okay, hopefully it's just 3 units still. Yep, that's all there is. So this should be easy. And then we solve this problem and can move on to others. Do auto combat and shouldn't lose anything. Took a decent amount of damage, but we're alright. And got a good chunk of... Okay, got a good chunk of production. That's really nice. Also a tier 3 charge lance. That is okay. I don't have anyone who can use it right now, but I might later. Then there's a large creature cage down there. Clearing that would be good, because it'll help me kind of snowball in power a bit. And then I do still want you headed back this way. Probably taking the scenic route up here. Okay, that's just a single island. There's nothing going on there. Alright, go more straight to the left, I guess. Oh, never mind. That does connect to a larger island. Okay, what can I do here? Mines grant more gold income. I don't have any mines right now. Or mines grant more mana income. Both don't matter. Discount on food city structures, also not as important. Road building can be handy in a pinch. I don't really want to spend gold on roads right now. We'll hold on to the mana because none of these give me an immediate benefit. But once one of them does, I'll try to remember to grab it. Okay. So with that boost in production, I will get the bathhouse up 1 turn before the Guardian's done, which is kind of nice because that means the Guardian will get the XP bonus. So at least something good happens with me forgetting to build it on that turn. Yep, alright, I think I'm good. If I find good land up here, I might need to make a detour with what my hero's doing. It's not going to be here, obviously. That's all. It's like, oh, that's a fire forge stone up there. Okay. It's all volcanic terrain right now. And it's guarded by Fae, which are the Mistwalker camps, which are very difficult to deal with, mostly because of the foggy stuff that they spread everywhere. It makes your units fumble attacks and miss when they shouldn't miss. Okay. Well, who is this? I don't know who this is. Is she some city-state person? Sons of Kjorn. Wizard Kings cause nothing but trouble. Oh, they're at war with me. I think I just met a city-state that's at war with me, is what's going on. I could gain a Tyrant Guard. That doesn't really help me a whole lot. I could give them food. Why would I give them food if they're at war with me? Or maybe they're not. Maybe this is just like a... I'm reading that as them being at war with me, but I have literally no idea who this person is. I don't want to lose 28 city stability per turn in Sunfall. This is just a bad event. Paying money to get a unit probably makes the most sense. I do not want to block growth in my capital for 3 turns. But that's a lot of money for one unit. One unit that I don't necessarily need. They're empowered by magic. He can get strengthened. He has inner frost. So he has frost protection and does frost damage to things that touch him. He also has magical wards. It's not a terrible unit. It's got some enchantments. So either I spend all my money to get that. I think I'm just going to dump the money on it. I can't afford the city. That's a huge city stability penalty that I don't want to pay for. Well, actually, now that I think of it, I'm working on that bathhouse, right? So that's going to more than offset that. For just 6 turns, this is 3 turns worth of income. I think I'm just going to say leave them be. Yeah, because I'm working my way towards that bathhouse. And it's still going to get done in 3 turns, so I take a little bit of a hit to city stability for a while. I'm at minus 13. When does it become disorderly? Or, wait, hang on. So I'm just unstable, and that goes all the way to minus 39. So taking another province right now doesn't hurt me. I think I'm going to take a mine, because now I have a Pact of Loyalty, so I can build next to these guys without issues. And that gets me that quarry before they grab it, which is that one tile that I really wanted. That's as far as I can go in that direction at the moment. But I'm still in just unstable, and it's not any worse than that. So I'll take the 6 turns, although that hurts all my other income, though. It's fine. We'll get the bathhouse done in actually 2 turns, because I'm going to hurry it on that last little bit. But it saves me gold, and I think I need the gold more right now. Alright, you get in the water. I want you headed north to check out that Mistwalker camp area. And you guys, can you push yourselves to go get that? I think I'm going to send the weak units back for healing. They really need to patch up. We'll keep the healthy ones together. It's still more than enough to deal with this. Oh, there's sheep down there too. Should probably take them, clear them while I'm down here, because I'm probably not going to want to come back down here. Can I get them from the other? Yeah, I think I can. 1, 2, 3. If I go there, yeah, it'll be weird because I'll be like supporting from the other side of the mountain range, but it'll work. Okay, let's do this. Easy fight, I believe. Leader almost died, but I'll take it. We get a Razorback, that's fine. I might use the Razorback to actually trigger that fight. Although it'll just get swarmed by wargs if I do that. It's fine. Yeah, go here.
Huh?
So on the next turn, I'll move these guys and I'll move her down here so she can help. Move those guys to get this. And then I can also, that'll help me get extra food in Sunfall, which will be nice. As for you, I would say stay south right now because I want to explore all of what's in the water. I see Arcanium ore. I also see bad things in a ritual circle. That would most likely kill that scout the moment I set foot in there, so I can't really go get the magic material in it right now. Oh, Rodchek declared friendship with me. Okay. Well, he is my neighbor. I might declare it back. But I don't think he's going to like me in the long term. Still, I would rather make friends than enemies this early in the game, and we can always withdraw it later. It does cost gold, though. It does cost gold. I'm not sure if that's worth it. I am going to get another gold pickup on this turn. How's the city doing? That's almost done. I don't think it's worth the 10 gold to hurry that. I'm just going to let this city grow fairly naturally. I don't see a reason to rush it right now. Do I want to be friends with this guy or not? He's a deceptive spy. He might, like, try to betray me. Pronouncements would cost 50 gold and then cost 10 gold per turn to maintain. I'm only gaining 42 gold per turn. I don't think that's wise for me to do right now. We're just gonna kind of stay neutral towards Rodchek for the moment, I think. How am I doing on this? There is some stuff in here that I'd like, and I did just pick up a mine. I did just grab a mine, didn't I? So I could get one of these. I think I could either mines get more gold income or mines get more mana income. Mana income seems like it would be better right now, but I'm actually going to be building more conduits, and I'm going to be getting a mana node before long, so that should turn around fairly quickly. I'm actually going to take the gold so that I can be more flexible about hurrying production, and mines will just be good for mine stuff. I think the wizard, as a wizard king, I think I get extra mana in my cities, right? For the governor upgrades. Hang on, no, don't want to do that. Where does it show the governor upgrades? Wizard governor, there we go. Each conduit grants... Okay, special province improvements gain mana, and I get 10% more mana income. You know what? I'm a wizard king, so let's go with the mana option. It just seems like it fits the wizard king thing, the wizard king theme better. I should be able to get enough gold from other sources, so we'll take this. And that's going to help offset the low mana that I have right now. But since I get that 10% bonus mana, it's probably better to get more base mana income in the city is what I'm thinking. So I'll do that. And then I think that's all for this turn. That was all of my Imperium. But at least we're making use of it, and that's what's important. And yeah, we'll get a food bonus in this city. That won't be enough to help it grow, but it's better than nothing. I just hope Rodchek sits on that declaration of friendship for a while and doesn't expand too far towards me. Because I would still like to get a decent chunk of this area before he does. Alright, probably worth it to continue reaching out towards my... Yeah, I could do this and get another forester. I actually need a farm, though. Oh, wait, hang on. I don't have... Okay, hang on. Workshop takes farm, right? But Architectural Institute takes quarry and forester. So I might actually want a quarry right now. if I take that, then I can build everything else faster, but the workshop also helps me build everything faster. The workshop gives draft, though, so the Architect Institute's actually far more useful because that benefits knowledge. So I think the Architect Institute is what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and take this tile with that, because I might need that one for a farm because it's grassland. Eventually I'll be able to build farms everywhere in the desert, but for now I cannot. So we'll do that, get the quarry, and fast track this, which is a pretty good building to get quickly in that first city. Now that all these guys can move, I can position them there. Position you here. I will probably actually have the Razorback initiate this fight and let everyone else run back faster to safety. Okay, got another level for my leader. 73 more food in the city and a polar bear mount. Sure, why not? It doesn't do anything different than the horse. Okay, so you can start working your way back. That should have forest walking because it's an animal, so it'll be able to move through the forest faster than any of these guys can. These won't be very foresty elves. That has been cleared already, and that's been cleared, so I've got good stuff to expand to down there. This entire corner is all taken care of, so I don't need to worry about it anymore. I think at this point, I need to decide. Probably, I think what I probably want to do is go in here and clear this stuff while I'm still close to home. So let's do that. And then these guys can chill in the city, kind of close by, while they continue to heal. And I want to get that, but I'm not going to be able to get past the Mistwalkers. They'll just kill this guy, and then I'll be out of scout, so I'm not going to do that right now. What's over here? Can I go around that all the way? There's lava. But I think I can go around it. Definitely want you to grab that. And I can sail straight west. There's another one here. Okay, I'm getting all the gold pickups. That's great. And we can explore this island. I actually do see potential in this island in the future. Not much right now. It's a little crappy right now, but in the future it could be pretty good. There's also an interesting... I think I just spotted something interesting up north. Maybe not. I thought I saw something in the fog of war that could be interesting, but maybe not. Okay, well, back to my ruler. What do I want next for her? So, because my ruler has first strike, getting knockback retaliation is pretty useful. So I might go for that, because it would allow her to basically poke units away with that spear. I can also get this, which would let me use magic and support abilities while engaged in melee. I find this to often be very useful, and Arc Fire Burst right after it is incredibly good. So I'm going to get Melee Mage and Arc Fire Burst first. I think they're more powerful. I still don't have much in terms of other items. Hopefully we can wrap things up in this portal before this infestation starts sending out raiding parties, which I think will be at any time. Well, it says it's patrolling for the next 3 turns, so I may have a little bit of time, but I still got to move fast. Alright, I think we're good on all of that. Let's end the turn here. Yeah, everything's working on something. And I'm pretty sure we're cycling through the turn where this will be almost but not quite done, so I will go ahead and spend the money to get my city's happiness back in the positive. Also, still wondering who that lady was who was talking to me. Do I have a... Is there another free city? No, I have no idea who that lady was. She's just mad at me. Just some random white witch lady or whatever it was that just didn't like me. Maybe she was his race, actually, now that I think of it. No, I don't think it was. It was something else that I couldn't pronounce. Yeah, still no clue who that was. Oh well. Maybe we'll figure it out later. Alright, so yes, Sunfall is almost done with that bathhouse. This is a worthwhile 26 gold to spend to get the city from being unhappy to happy. And then I can move towards any number of things, really. I could go for the Wizard Tower Foundation, which is going to help with Imperium income and unlock access to a lot of other things. Mana income's okay enough right now, considering the current stockpile I have, so I'm alright with that. Yeah, probably the Wizard Tower, I think. That or the vendor. The vendor or the stonemason to actually just boost the production of everything else. Yeah, I think I'd rather get the stonemason first, just because it'll make building everything else after it faster. So let's do that next. And then everybody needs to get in that portal. Well, maybe not quite yet. I need healing. Let's move you up here. Okay, now I'm all of a sudden losing my voice. Holy crap, what is happening? You go there. Actually, no, I have 12 units here, exactly. Okay, yeah, if you go here, you can take that little guy. And also take an extra Earthbreaker. It's fine. And then you go there. So everybody's getting healing, everybody's getting XP. I actually have enough for one more whenever that Guardian's done. Just gonna kind of hug the edge of that magma there. Okay. Oh, here I can get some... I can definitely get some pickups in here. Because I don't think anything in this Malediction of Gluttony area actually runs to attack you. Ooh, this is a... Okay, now I'm starting to see a city spot taking form out here. I do want to grab this tower. But nobody's out here yet. And I could turn this all to desert later. If I get a nautical governor, it'd be even better. I can also reach out to here. Also, eventually, I'll be okay with lava too. Right now, my people don't like it, but later in the game, they'll be fine with it. Oh, good. Spell-tempered shields. I was hoping for this. Oh, and Draconic Vitality at the same time, though. Ouch. I think I gotta go with Draconic Vitality. We can get Spell-tempered shields later, but I think I might lock that. Is it worth the 30? I don't know. I do really want that because it's great on the Guardians. But I just don't have a lot of Guardians yet, so I think we'll hang on to the mana and just take Draconic Vitality for now. Because that is a benefit for all of my units immediately. So, definitely want that. Economy's looking okay. Everybody's patching up and healing, so that's fine. I'm going to end the turn, I think, and see what comes next. I don't need either of these yet. I'm not founding any cities right now. Yep, still none of this helps me at the moment. So we'll end the turn there. One thing that's going very well right now is research. I feel like I'm moving through that pretty quick. So I'm happy with that. This thing continues to spread closer and closer, making me very uncomfortable. I'm not sure if this stuff goes away after you clear the infestation. It's all sand. It doesn't say it's Astral Barrens, but maybe if I... Oh, it is Astral Barrens, okay. Yeah, I don't know if that'll go away once I clear that infestation or not. Not sure. I guess I'll be finding out eventually, though. What I would really like now is for my borders to expand again so I can expand and grab all this territory, because it's going to make clearing everything else in here out a lot easier. And I might not be able to clear everything else in here. Like, I probably won't be able to take this yet. So I may need to come back later regardless. Ooh, I probably can't take that either. Alright, we'll just have to get the first couple things, and then come back later with tougher units. This is all, that's a separate water spot, okay. Yeah, probably want to clear the, I want to clear the quarry. I want to clear that mana node. I want to clear the knowledge stash and get that. And maybe have a unit linger behind and grab the mana pickup. I bet the porcupine guy could do that. Is everybody well enough to go in there now? I think so. I think we can go down. Do I want to add the Guardian to the mix for 8 gold? Yes, I think I do. Shademaker as well. No, wait, the Shademaker's under production. I'm going to end up with another Guardian after that, so I'll go ahead and order him up now.
Hey.
Okay, I'm going to send the other polearm with the mage. And have them enter the portal. And then I want that Guardian with my leader.
Huh?
Hey.
Can launch the fight with the porcupine. He's going to have a little bit more movement because of Forest Walk. There's a phase beast hiding in here. Interesting. That's probably going to kill something. I bet I have to do this one myself. Yeah. Yeah, phase beasts you gotta be careful. Careful with. Alright. I bet I can goad him into attacking me before the birds are all over me. But basically, I just need to defend. Polearms are good for dealing with them, as long as you're defending with them. His phase... Oh, hang on, that's fast phase now. Oh, that's different. Okay, the phase beasts are different now. Alright. Well, I'm going to open up on him with Sundered Defense, because I'm definitely going to want to kill him fast. So let's just do that with the mage. Ah, they still have the teleport away thing, though. Okay, good to know. Maybe I can just keep him at bay with the... I might be able to just keep him at bay with my mage and then kill all the birds. Okay, definitely want to link you to this injured polearm here. And probably want to link you to my hero, wherever she is. Yeah. Kind of a mess for my initial setup here, but I kind of want those birds to charge this guy. You're not too far forward, are you? No, you're fine. Okay. Yeah, I want the birds to charge him. Yeah, we'll leave it like that for now. Oh, crap. More movement than I thought he had. Okay. Well, let's do this and sunder his defense again. Okay, you do that every turn. Can't use ability for 2 turns, so he's just going to charge in. You know, I think we go after the birds here before they become a big problem. Yeah, I'll go after that group there. Soften them all up. Could move her up and get 2 shots off on one, or I could weaken... Well, I could weaken everybody, but I don't want to hit my own guy, so probably we'll do this. That should weaken and drops 1 unit from each of those 2 stacks, making them a lot less scary. Alright, I think I know what I want to do here. I want to get you out of the way, move you down and around, put this guy up there, actually here is better, use you to drop one of those, defend with him so they're all protected. I want to get my Earthbreaker kind of out of here. You can protect the leader. You can go here and hit another one of the birds. And then I need somebody to tank a hit here, and I don't really want it to be this guy, but it might have to be. I am going to leave that guy in the flank. I want to pressure the birds. You know what? Actually, I got a better idea. You come back. You go up here. I basically just want to keep the phase beast from charge attacking my mage is all. So if he stands there, the phase beast can't reach my mage. I can still reach that guy though. Oh, because he can run across all that crap. Well, that guy will be okay. He can manage one more hit. But the phase beast might not even go after him. He just went after the front line. That is fine. Okay, good. You can reach him now. I already know I'm going to be doing that. And then we just need to whittle all this crap down. Now I can drop a fairly decent AoE with my mage, because I still haven't used Blast Evocation, so I can do that. That moves the phase beast, who's just going to keep coming at me and using that. I need to get my archers to where they can help. Ideally right here. I would want him around so he can help with dealing with the phase beast. These birds are still at full health, which is annoying. I'm probably going to have to attack them with my leader. The phase beast isn't really threatening the leader, so she should be okay. But I need to get these guys off of my friends here. She should be fine. But I do need to make sure I'm doing some damage to the rest of these guys. This is a kill here. This is a kill. And that's a kill if he moves. And just defend. You also probably want to defend. Actually, I could get you out of there. Let's have you take one step back. I'd rather my leader be taking most of this, because my leader has more health. I can also defend here, which helps to protect my leader. And then I want you to actually do a little bit of damage to that bird and hopefully knocked another one off the stack there. The archers can also do pretty decent damage to whittle him down, and I'm not worried about that one over there. Okay, you hold, and I think we're fine. Okay, was actually not expecting that. But fortunately they had enough health. Okay, now I can get behind this guy. So now we can start using what my build is primarily good at. And I can talk a little bit about this because it's going to be huge going forward. These Guardians are going to be the backbone of my army. The Guardians and the Shademakers will be carrying me all the way through to the late game. Mainly because they have this Incarnate Disruption ability. Adjacent enemy units suffer -1 damage type resistance associated with each stack of Affinity Incarnate on this unit. Right now, that's only one. Just one Materium Incarnate. But what that means is any unit that they're standing next to gets -1 physical resistance. I really like Materium with the Architects because the Shademakers, or really any other unit, if you take Materium of any other element, it splits the damage roughly half between that element and half between physical. If you take Materium, it is all physical, meaning all the damage you're doing is bypassing a certain amount of their defense. So if I move this guy next to this thing, it's automatically now weaker to physical, meaning all the physical attacks that hit it, 100% of the damage that any of these units do is going to be amplified, rather than just half of it, based on a different element. Which is why I think Materium is very, very good with Architects. So I can pretty easily get in there and get 3 sundered defenses on this thing. which is going to make it even weaker to physical attacks. I can also hit it with my mage for more sundered defense. Oops, should have, well, actually that was fine, because I can still get behind it. But now these guys aren't standing next to it. I guess if they had hit it once, though, it would have backed off anyway, so that's fine. We'll be able to finish it off on this turn. But yeah, that's basically the gist of the build. There's a lot more to it than that that's going to come into play as things progress. But it's very, very strong. And I'm hoping it's strong enough to make up for the fact that the AI is going to be doing a bunch of extra damage to me. Okay, I can actually get a pretty easy kill on this thing here because I can teleport behind it with quick phase and stab it twice, landing a kill with my leader. Pretty easy. And that was a whole bunch of production, so it's worth seeing what our capital just did. It actually got the stone mason. Decent progress towards that. Hero also leveled up, so I can go down and get 50% more evocation damage on my mage, which is fantastic. And he gained a level of renown. No, he's good with what he's got. I don't have any better mounts for him. The polar bear's the same as a horse. And then I can move on to the rest of this stuff. Probably we'll go ahead and clear the mana node and the research, I think, and that should be sufficient. We'll have to come back later for the other more powerful stuff, but this at least gives my capital a good start in terms of resources and whatnot. And yeah, you are all out of movement. Okay, that's fine. Oh, there's quite a bit more on this than it looked like. It's probably still okay. Summer fairies are more healers rather than damage dealers, so it'll probably be fine. Alright, definitely want to disembark this guy out here. There's going to be a lot of Wonderstone to pick up. Yep, that's fine. And then you grab that tower, so I can explore the rest of this. So I have a good view of everything out here. Then I can get in the water and take that Flotsam pickup. And then for my second city, probably want to go with the storehouse. I think it'll help it just kind of get up and running faster, so we'll do that. If it grows too quick, they'll get grumpy with me, but I'll just do the same thing I did with my capital and try to get the bathhouse up faster. Fast as I can. With all those gold pickups, financially, although I'm not making a lot of money per turn, I'm still in decent shape for the moment. And I'm going to get more on the next turn. Still not quite feeling like I can cast Purging Arrows yet. Well, you know what? No, I will. It's not a lot of upkeep when you only have one archer. I guess I'll have two shortly, but for now, it's probably worth grabbing. And then end turn, I think. I always feels like I'm forgetting something at this point. I want to check the Empire Tree. I do have another Whispering Stone available, but I don't think that I actually have met another free city to give it to. There's just not very many of them around me. Yeah, it's still just Arcthesis. I could put it in a city for city stability, which isn't a terrible idea. But it's 150 Imperium. Is that worth it? Probably, because eventually I'm going to find another city-state and I'm going to want to give them a Whispering Stone. It'll help with keeping city stability up. Am I going to want one of these on the next turn? Ancient Wonders giving more knowledge, or enchantment and transformation spells costing less? I mean, that would be nice while I'm casting Draconic Vitality, but I don't know if it's worth it in the long run, because once you get it up, you know, you're kind of done. Having an extra Whispering Stone, on the other hand, is pretty useful in the long run. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take that. Because even if it's not in a city-state, you can still put it in your own cities, and I'm going to have, you know, at least 2 cities all game, so let's go ahead and give it to these guys. That'll help keep them happy while they grow. Alright, I just realized I have not dropped a save the entire time I've been playing this. If I had crashed, that would have sucked. Alright, we're back down to a measly 10 Imperium, but I think I've spent it decently well. Let's see what the next turn brings. Gosh, I'm pretty sure this is ending up being a really long episode. I probably need to wrap this up before long. I feel like I've gotten off to a decent start, though, and the fact that Rodchek's actually being kind of amicable towards me, even though I can't really afford to be amicable back, is encouraging. I still feel like eventually he and I will end up at odds, but we'll see. It kind of depends on who else is in the game. Sometimes you get some people who are just predisposed to being friendly, and sometimes you get people who are like Rakshagi or whatever that cat lady, chaos cat lady is. That she shows up in almost all of my games, I feel like, whenever I play, and she's always aggressive. All right, another 79 gold there, and I know you need to go up this direction to grab more magic materials. What is... Oh, it's a silver tongue fruit. Okay. Still never found the haste berries that I wanted. There might be one more magic material in there somewhere, so we're gonna have this guy go kind of check for it. Not seeing anything. Okay. I gotta keep looking. Alright, let's go ahead and kind of wrap this stuff up down here. That, I think, is a road that I'm moving on. Yeah, that's definitely a road. Okay. We'll do an auto combat. No casting points, please. Need my mana. Particularly to cast Draconic Vitality coming up here shortly on the next turn. And I can grab this one. And I'm probably going to do this with just the Razorback, I think. Because he's going to stay down here and grab. Alright, when this happens, typically, especially with my armies being wounded like this, I'm just going to let them go. Getting good alignment is generally useful. Ooh, and I got Evoker's Robes. That's fantastic. Oh my gosh, those are going straight on my mage. Yes, sir, you can have those. 20% more magic damage on top of the extra resistance, but mostly magic damage is what I'm excited about there. But yeah, just getting your alignment to good is kind of nice. He's actually good too, so that'll help my relationship with him. Then you can move on towards that while everybody else goes back. I might leave the Razorback down here, actually, because I want to explore a little bit more of this area. There might be more to this island area down here that I can't see right now. We'll send everybody else back. Although I will... Oh, can I get them through the portal? Yeah, they'll start healing if I get them through the portal. So that's fine. And Sunfall gets another province. Now that I've cleared that quarry down there, I could pick that up and start expanding territory in that area down there. What do I need next in terms of building stuff? I've actually got lots of options, so I think I'm good. I can kind of take whatever I want right now. I'm not, nobody's going to be building back here but me. I've got a lot of resource nodes around my capital. My capital is actually pretty nice. But I think I do want to at least start expanding in here. Yeah, you know what? If I'd have done that differently, I could have gotten them a little healing on this turn, but that's okay. Yeah, we'll pick up that quarry down there. Just not sure what I want the improvement to be on it. If I want to grow, it'd be the granary. Actually, no. It's actually a bit of a no-brainer. It's going to be a mine, because that gets me both gold and mana income. Yeah, that's an easy choice. Yep. If I don't need a different building, a mine is probably the right choice. But still not enough for them to move on to it. I got the haste berries. That was from my vassal. Spell ready, purging arrows. Forgot to cast that earlier. Let's maybe hold off on that. I don't know that I have any other battles coming up soon, so since I haven't used it yet, I may as well hang on to it. Oh, I am going to have to fight that pretty soon.
Huh?
Okay. They shouldn't be that hard. I'm not sure they'll even really have enchantments. I think I can hold off on casting Purging Arrows for the moment, just to save on a little bit of mana. I'm probably going to forget that I have it. Alignment change from neutral to good. Awesome stuff. I need to wrap this episode up, but I'm having fun and I don't want to stop. But I know it's been at least 2 hours. I think this is okay for the pilot, so for this new series. So I think we can wrap it up here. May as well give you guys a chance to give feedback before I get too into the weeds in case I'm making some tremendously huge mistake that I'm not aware of. I'll talk and explain more about this build as I move forward. There's going to be hopefully some surprises in it, but yeah, the core of it's really just taking advantage of reduced physical resistance on everybody and then just doing tons of physical damage on top of all the sundering stuff that I can do. With the Tome of Enchantment. Initially, I actually started this build with the Tome of Alchemy instead of Enchantment, and then went on to get Tome of Glades, and it was a bit more of a forest-focused build, but this one will be a lot more focused on spreading deserts and taking advantage of that, and I think it's going to be pretty fun. But thanks so much for watching, everybody. If there's something, particularly if any of you are new to the series, if there's something you have that you want me to be aware of, just post it in the comments, and I'll at least read it. I usually respond to everything, too. I have been able to because my channel's been not super huge, so I can usually respond to everyone's comments. At the very least, read them and incorporate your feedback into my episodes as I move forward. So if you're new around here, that's kind of how it works, and I hope you'll take advantage of that. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and I hope I will see you again in the next episode. Special thanks to all my Patreon supporters, including Tier 3 supporters Dawson Horner, Devin Larson, Roderick, and Sarah Feingold. Thanks so much, everybody.